So it's the SEC Growth Development Senior Leaders Staff Meeting for November 15th or November 16th for those in APAC, or those in Australia and New Zealand at least. So let's see, first item. So what was the, oh, and welcome again, Zhivago, to my shadow this week to the meeting. Glad you're here. I actually have a question for you later, which you can choose to answer or not. But we'll save that for the last item. So what are the overall impressions for everyone on the team day so far for you and your teams? And my thoughts are we should collect and track the resulting action items and also ask the team for feedback in a retrospective issue, which I haven't tracked that in any structured way yet, but I'm planning to. But what was the overall impression so far from the team days? Thiago, it looks like you've got the first comment.
Hey, Wayne. Yeah, so I've attended 2 sessions so far, I think. Really good questions, good discussions. I know people have been watching the videos and reading the minutes that we took. We didn't have, I only had 2. We didn't have many options in APAC, partly because I didn't volunteer to host one, and I don't think we got many volunteers in APAC, so that certainly affected that. And bit of a, might be hearsay or just something I've been feeling and haven't quite confirmed, or I don't have solid data to prove, but I think people are really busy at the moment, and some engineers might be going, you know what, I'm gonna focus on my deliverables and we'll do something fun later.
Good feedback. Nate?
Yeah, I guess to echo Thiago there, the discussions in the doc were great. Being able to get insights into other groups and where their priorities are at the moment was fantastic, and it looks like we did have some good attendance. I guess the only downside from mine was that, yeah, there wasn't a lot of opportunities for my group, which is probably more APAC based. So just trying to make it more globally friendly, I guess, would be a bit of feedback there.
It's good feedback. I think the folks in EMEA, the team members in EMEA would probably say the same. Where we did have some we were clustered around America's time zones, some quite early, like definitely outside of America's time zones that were a good time for America's. And then probably 90% of the sessions were good for most people in the Americas, and then maybe 80%. And then 20% were really early for Americas, good for EMEA, and, roughly the same number outside. So it's a good point. Amr?
Yeah, I got some interesting feedback that was pleasantly surprising from their point of view. They initially thought team days was going to be just social activities, as it has been in the past. So they were pleasantly surprised to see there were more sessions around strategy, around priorities, around learning about teams. So that was a change, a very welcome change to them. I think they didn't open the agenda till Monday, so I think partially it's more, hey, this surprise came a little late in the game, but I think it's just a matter of broadcasting what team day is actually about.
Great feedback. Adil?
Yeah, similar themes. So from the engineers that attended, I got great feedback on the content. They enjoyed the actual discussions, which I think was something they didn't necessarily expect. I also agree for the APAC EMEA engineers, they seem to have less sessions they could attend. So that's room for improvement for us. But also maybe a bit more heads up in terms of the time to absorb the pre-recorded content. It appeared that we had a lot of sessions back to back. So maybe saying, hey, there's a team day conversation. It's one day only, for example, and there's 3 sessions for each time zone. So a bit less sessions, a bit more focus on those. And then maybe a bit more social activities. But from the folks that attended the actual discussion, they really enjoyed it.
Great feedback. Great ideas from everybody. I'm really also, but very happy about, Amr, what you said about that they learned about the strategy and overall vision, that you got some of that feedback. Because we had many intents of these. That was one in particular. We wanted people to have an opportunity to better understand that and collaborate on that, because coming out of the Cultramp survey, that was one of the things that we got a lot of feedback. It was very consistent across the organization, is not knowing, not having input on the strategy and overall vision, not only specific to, secure, govern, and growth, but across engineering overall. So I'm glad that hit home, which is good. Thomas?
I'll talk rather than write first. And this is just a curiosity. Should we repeat a subset of these activities regularly, like 2 to 3 times a year, like these kickoff videos, like the short videos about what each group is focused on, as a way of kicking off or setting context for things that are coming, or where folks are being challenged? Like, should this not be a one-off? Should part of this be regular?
Shouldn't that feed into like the OKR process then, if it's
Yeah.
do it quickly and base these around the OKRs, around what we're focusing on, and make it async through an issue?
Yeah, I like the focus on OKRs, like it's a quarterly kickoff. Here's the context of the OKRs we're focused on, maybe. Could be. I'm throwing it out there. It's a question. As y'all were talking, there was an idea that popped in my head. Sorry. Thank you all for letting me interrupt. Sorry.
It was an interruption. It was good feedback. Good idea. Yeah, I'm all for it. If people want to do it, I'm all for it. Thanks for the feedback on this. And I'll also do a retrospective, take an action in here. I'll do a retrospective issue, and also I'll comb the document and this feedback for action items. I noticed in like Jorg's offsite that I attended a small portion of recently, he just made sure there's a resulting action item list that came out of the discussions that then got assigned to people and tracked. So it's important to do. They can get lost, as we all know. So on number 2, does every group have a greater or equal to 1 roadmap deliverable tracked for Q4 in this OKR? This is the OKR that says, it's going to make me log in again. Yeah, it is. So the exact wording, I don't have access to it, but it's basically every team has at least one. They're going to deliver at least one, the most important thing in the PM roadmap per group. So we wanted each group to have at least one thing. So how's that looking?
Yes, although just to confirm from a linking standpoint, that's not on this issue, right? That's on the OKR, the second govern OKRs. Oh yeah, never mind. Yes, that's where it is.
Tiago, you want to verbalize?
Not really, no. Because I thought I didn't have one, and my managers kindly point out, no, actually you do. So I've got some time carved out to review everything by the end of my week, which is Friday.
Okay, cool.
I think Thursday for you.
How are yours looking, Phil, across your teams?
Yep, we have them. We have at least one for each group. They're all in there. I haven't put a lot of time into it. I need to go through and talk with team members. We cancelled our one-on-ones this week, so we need to go through and look at them again next week.
Good. Amr, do you want to verbalize before we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, one of mine is well underway. The other is in drafts, and we're just working on refining the actual metrics that we're looking to track in this next quarter.
Great. So specific request for Phil and Thomas. Let me know when you have your folks added to the Senior Manager Plus calibration session, the confidential doc. That I think only Thomas and Phil and I and my peers have access to. because I'm not going to be in the meeting, the review meeting next week. So either let me know when you've added yours to that doc, or I just want to look at the kind of outliers where you would like my feedback. And Tom's like, I got your feedback already on the vulnerability researchers who report to me, which is great. So this goes two ways, of course. So I'd like to just understand the outliers and if there's any you'd like me to review. So either in this doc, or if you're not ready to put in this doc, wherever you're tracking this, send me a link or copy it to a place I can access. And I'm working tomorrow, so I'll do a quick review on any that you'd like me to, but don't wait on me. I'm not going to make the meeting next week, so surely don't say in that meeting, but I have to confirm with Wayne before we finalize this. Don't say those words. Go on without me. I'm sure they're in good shape with all the peer collaboration that we've been doing on all these. Sound good?
You want this by early your time tomorrow?
If
for
possible.
review.
I know that's, it's hard to get everything done in the right time. It's because I'm on vacation. If you don't have time to do it, that's fine too.
Okay.
And even if you want to send me the subset of like, Wayne, look at these. I'd like your opinions on these, and the other 90%, you don't necessarily want my feedback on. That's fine too. You can prioritize.
Okay.
And it's only because I can't make the meeting next week because I'm out. Good for you as well, Phil?
Yes, fine. Thanks.
All right. So Zavago, are you still on? I know you had some work being done around the house. So you had to turn off video.
Oh yeah. I'm still doing
So,
stuff here and there.
Quick question for you. So any takeaways or big learnings or observations from the Shadow program so far?
Oh, God, I mean, well, I haven't joined too many of these like big team calls, but I think these team calls are pretty good. Mostly join your one-on-ones. So I like the. I think the biggest takeaways are, I mean, the biggest stuff is usual things, right? From a one-on-one, I mean, you don't always just go through work. It's always a lot about their personal goals and personal things that they have going on in their lives, and everyone's human. So it's good to definitely focus on those things. So yeah, thanks.
Thanks for the insight. It's actually good here. Sometimes I jump too quickly to work and don't catch up on personal stuff, care about everyone, but I don't always show it. So I've been working on that. So that's some of the feedback from past shadows is Wayne, don't be such a robot and jump right to work. Care about people, but they don't know the context that we had those discussions in the past, but I've been trying to do that. So good to hear that's happening. Does the group have any questions for Zavago? Sounds like no. Okay. Well, thanks. So if everybody could, but Phil and Thomas could drop, we got a couple confidential topics, but appreciate it, everybody. Cheers.